has a very rich experience of over 16 years in makeup industry, and her journey is an inspiration to all. She started her journey from the very roots by assisting as a makeup artist, and now she has not only worked with television, advertising, fashion catalogs, and she has headed over 150 fashion shows. She was also announced and crowned as the top 10 bridal makeup artist by L'Officiel. She also heads the makeup of the most talked about fashion show in India, that is the Lakme Fashion Week backstage. She was also the jury member of Lakmé Academy MTV Winged web series. So without wasting any more time, I'm handing over you to Mrs. Anupama Katyal. So please welcome Mrs. Anupama Katyal.
Hi, Rini. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can all hear you.
Hi, thank you so much for the lovely introduction, and thank you also for this opportunity. Lakmé Academy, powered by Aptech, is very, very, very close to my heart, and I think the kind of students that we have, who graduate from here, it's really an honor to be a part of this whole education process. And especially, we've had an opportunity in this lockdown to really talk about how makeup as an education is important for students, and it's also given an opportunity to us to relate to the students directly, to relate to their parents, and talk about makeup as a profession, especially now at a time like this where a lot of people are moving in from their regular professions to follow something that has been their passion. So I today, Rini, really want to talk about a couple of things, starting with the importance of education and going on to why Lakmé Academy, powered by Aptech, is, what is our contribution in this education in India, and how international trends are, set and incorporated in the syllabus that we teach. Because I feel education is important, but where you are studying from, where you are graduating from, is also equally important, if not more. So the kind of training you get initially, sets a benchmark for you to move ahead in your career. So it's a specialized craft, it's a skill, right? So this skill, when you want to acquire, you are either very talented and you start experimenting. But even if you are very talented and you start experimenting and you create your own techniques, it's important to go into the science of makeup. So when we talk about the science of makeup, I'm talking about color theory. I'm talking about how color theory is incorporated in makeup, how like if you are a designer, you will go to a designing school. So they tell you about colors that will complement each other. They will tell you about the cuts that fit in. The same way in makeup, we talk about the colors, the techniques that are used, the different ways that you can treat different skin. Because it's very important to know that eye makeup or your base or your lips, it's not standard, right? Each face is unique. So the kind of skin you are treating, the kind of eyes that you have to look at, even like we have a new feature now, eyebrows have become very important. They always were, but now it's become like, makeup is being focused on every feature. The way you shape your lips has become very important. The way you contour is very important. Because of that, I hope I'm audible. There seems to be a message that says there may be a internet problem, so just asking. Um, so all these feature focus things, they are in your syllabus, right? So you are taught about how to go step by step on identifying the skin type, identifying the eyes, identifying how you can add colors to that. And then, of course, which is very, very important. And then I want to, so touch upon the fact that, this syllabus that we made for Lakmé Academy is at par with all the international schools. In fact, when Airbrush first came to India, and I think it was sometime in 2013, Lakmé Academy was the first one to launch Airbrush in their syllabus, And while a little later, other people caught up with us and they were teaching, but no academy, and I think till now there is no academy who not only who teaches, they just teach how to use airbrush. But what Lakme Academy, what we included was different types of airbrush, means that every machine, every company, how to use it. So there is a machine which will give you a matte finish. So how to use that? There is a machine which will give you a glossy finish. How to use that? And we also incorporated that if you don't have airbrush with you, and somebody wants a glass glow look, so how do you create that? So a lot of our experience comes because we are also we are with the salon industry, right? So we know what clients want, we know what is it that someone is looking for. We are with the fashion industry. Lakme Fashion Week is 20 years. There is nobody else, no other brand who can say, that we have been doing Fashion Week for 20 years. So Lakme Fashion Week, and because we are working backstage Lakme Fashion Week, we know what the fashion trends are. So whatever fashion trends are happening internationally, we incorporate it into our syllabus, and we start teaching that to the children. And who's teaching that to the kids? The Lapa trainers. That's the Lakme Academy powered by Aptech. So those trainers are trained by us. They come on Fashion Week with us. They are the ones who are teaching the students, and the syllabus is set up by us. The questionnaire is set up by us. So it's all very diligently. The syllabus is so detailed. Like I'll give you an example that right now this feather fluffy eyebrows is very in, right? Or watercolor eyes is very in. So we are not waiting that, after 1 year we will upgrade our syllabus. We upgrade it every 6 months. We go through it. If there is something we need to be upgraded immediately. So we are at par with all the international techniques that are being used. And as an artist, it's very important that you know all the techniques, because once you become a makeup artist, whether now again, I've spoken about this before, but I still want to share again with all the students that when you become a makeup artist, then you will specialize into one thing. Like you can either become a bridal makeup artist, or you can specialize in fashion shows and shoots. You can do advertising if that's your forte, or you can even, if you are going into the service industry, you can do a makeup course. In fact, I think short-term courses are very, very important for those who are aspiring to be not only makeup artists, but also who want to get into the modeling industry. Because when you go for your for your rehearsals, when you go for your interviews, it's very important that you look presentable, you look glamorous, right? So you must do a short-term makeup course. Then for anybody who wants to be a TV actor or who wants to take up acting as a profession, again, you have to know, or you want to be a VJ, you must know how to do your own makeup. Later on, you may have a makeup artist assigned to you, but unless you know how to do your own makeup, you won't be able to figure out what looks best on you. So these are the kind of professions beyond being a makeup artist that you can look at. Of course, when I say service industry, whether it's being an air hostess, or whether it's being in the hotel industry, or whether it's being a salon manager, it's really important that you take up a short-term course and you learn how to do your own makeup. So the next thing that I want to take up is how makeup has evolved. So the Egypt Egypt was one of the first countries where makeup was discovered, and Cleopatra used to love wearing makeup. So her lipstick got its hue from ground carmine beetles, and women in Egypt, they actually used to add water to clay to make it their lipstick, to color their lips. And now we are looking at watercolor eyes, which is also a part of our syllabus. We are teaching watercolor eyes to our students because internationally it's a big trend. So whatever is happening internationally, immediately we're doing it in India because in India it generally comes after 6 months, but we want them to be so ready with that experience of using the products. And in fact, a lot of people, a lot of our students are upcoming Instagrammers or YouTubers because they really need to know the techniques. Because even if you learn it, from YouTube, like if you're watching videos and you learn something, the point is that you need to also know the language, right? You need to know how to identify a brush. Now, what is a kabuki brush, or what is a fluffy brush, and why it is used. So we have a certain module that only talks about brushes and about products. So, it's a combination of what is happening outside and what is the market trend. So going back to our favorite topic, which has been for the last 3 sessions that we had, Lakme Fashion Week. And Lakme Fashion Week is somewhere, I'm sure everybody knows, where trends are set, right? And where the fashion forecast happens. So while we are there backstage and we are deciding the looks with the designer, with the stylist, and seeing the models, and we are practicing the looks, we are finalizing the looks to make sure that they are executed very well on the ramp. The next morning they are a rage across India because everybody wants to do those looks. So one look that was very evident and very very popular this fashion week was the graphic liner. And nobody had really done so much of graphic liner on the ramp. But let me tell you, 6 months ago we had already started doing graphic liners because we knew this is going to be our fashion forecast. So if you want to really, the thing about makeup is you have to stay very up, not only updated about what's going to happen, but also a little ahead, because that edge you will always have. Even for somebody who says that I have learned makeup, but I learned makeup 5 years ago. Well, in 5 years, a lot changes. Even the kind of products you use change, the techniques change, the whole look changes. From using one color eyeshadow to 3 color eyeshadows, to smoky, to, earlier it used to be that you use a smoky, you keep your lips nude. But this time at Lakme Fashion Week, we changed that whole thing. So we did black smoky eyes with red lips. And for Gaurang's show, and it was a big hit. It was really talked about. So in one show, we did 5 hair looks and 5 makeup looks, and it was really really, the press loved it, the bloggers loved it. So it gave an edge to our students also. So once you have studied from an academy, that really enriches your experience. That really teaches you to the core. It's very helpful to get a break in your career, right? So, Rini, I'd like you to come in right now and.
Thank you, Anupama. Thank you so much for that lovely introduction on makeup, and what you have told us about makeup is amazing. And before I start question answers, let me tell you, I already have a comment from Divya Dhawan. She says, "Ma'am, you are looking so pretty."
Thank you so much, Divya. That's very sweet of you. Thank you so much. Rini, before this session started, you and I were discussing about how makeup was evolved and what you were asking me what I love about makeup, right?
Yes, yes. What do you love about
Yeah.
makeup?
So,
Yeah.
so I just thought I'll call you in and we can have a little discussion on this because makeup is something. It's a profession that you can't take just like that. You can't take it up just like that. You really have to love makeup. One is that, and you also have to love making other people look pretty. So, a makeup artist, to be a good makeup artist, and I want to share this with everybody. If you want to be a good makeup artist, you should put your heart and soul into the person sitting in front of you. She has to look fantastic. She has to go back home saying, "This is amazing." Whether it's your shoot, whether you have to change the look 5 times, there are no excuses to not doing hard work, and you have to be very passionate about it. So what I love about makeup is the fact that I bring a smile to so many people's faces. I remember the days that I used to do brides. It used to be so amazing to see the brides go back home so happy, their parents so happy, because when I talk about the bridal market, it's very special, right? Because it's a once in a lifetime service you are giving to someone, hopefully once in a lifetime, right? And that is one occasion where the bride's parents may have not never in their life again would they invite 500 people for a dinner, right? Or the bride would never wear an outfit like this again in her life, right? So
True.
it's a once in a lifetime. She's the star that day. She's the most important person. So as a makeup artist, when you graduate from Lakmé Academy, you go, I think all our students have that passion, if I may say so, and that sensitivity, that it's not about just money. This profession means more than that. This profession means that you are really creating a lifetime of memory for that person, right? When I talk about fashion shows, there is so much that goes behind the scenes, from the designer designing, sketches, drawing sketches, approving them, then the colors, the fabric, everything. But once the girl has to go on stage, it is in the hands of the makeup artist and the hairdresser, right? As to how she's going to look, how we are going to present her in front of the media, because the cameras are right there, and the press is right there. So when you work on a fashion show, you have to know that a lot of people's dreams and aspirations depend on you and how you are going to present it. So while it's a very responsible profession, it's also a very passionate profession. So बड़ी उसमें ना आपको बहुत प्यार होना चाहिए मेकअप के साथ. दूसरे को खूबसूरत बनाने की बहुत आपके अंदर वो होना चाहिए जुनून, कि जब तक मेरी मॉडल, मेरी ब्राइड, मेरा एक्टर अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, सुंदर नहीं दिख रहा है ना, आई कांट लेट देम गो. यू हैव टू कीप थिंकिंग इन योर हेड कि अगर कल मुझे ये लुक क्रिएट करना है तो मैं इसमें क्या करूंगी, क्या टेक्निक यूज करूंगी, क्या कलर्स यूज करूंगी, मैंने ये प्रैक्टिस किया है कि नहीं. सो ये बहुत ज्यादा प्रैक्टिस हम अकेडमी में कराते हैं.
Thank you, Anupama. Okay, since you were a judge with our web series, that is Lakmé Academy MTV Wing, so
Yes.
according to you, according to your opinion, what is the most important quality of a makeup artist?
I think, like I just said, the most first I want to talk about Makeup Wing because MTV Winged, because MTV Winged was it's like a pioneer. It's like a first time a show like this came out, and I was so excited to hear the concept first of all, because makeup artists are always in the background, isn't it? We make people look
Yes.
beautiful and they take the center stage. We are always in the background and we are all very happy being in the background. Now, thanks to social media, makeup artists are coming in the forefront, but never to the level that MTV Winged took it. So giving makeup artists that kind of a platform where they could showcase their skill, where they could showcase their talent. And, before we went on air, we did a masterclass with them. And then we got the top 10 finalists. So I was amazed at the kind of passion and the kind of skill that the artist had. But I feel that passion, patience, you cannot be impatient. Especially for a makeup artist, you can never be impatient. You have to have a very soft heart, a very compassionate heart for your client, right? So, and of course, creativity. You have to be creative. So, creative, passion, and patience. These three things, the sky is also not the limit for you. So, one is that. And the second is that, now this generation of artists are very blessed, very lucky. Like, I remember 16 years ago when I came in, there was no Instagram, there was nowhere to put your pictures, there was, it was only word of mouth, right? But now you can become a star, like the girl who won MTV Winged. Beetle, she became a star overnight, which would have probably taken her a decade otherwise. So, Lakmé Academy has always, put talent in front, given them opportunities to come to learn, and I think that's the best part about it.
Thank you so much. Okay, we have a question from one of the students. It is Mani Manjusha. What do you think and how and what extent this pandemic is affecting the makeup industry? And what should we do to keep our work as a fresher? Means, I think she probably wants to say that how we improve our work as a fresher.
Okay, so the pandemic has not only, affected the beauty industry, it's affected everything, right? All across, weddings got postponed, and people started working from home. But let me tell you that once June, a lot of the lockdown was over, we have done. Uh, a record breaking number of brides. Shoots have restarted, right? So I feel that another maybe 1 2 months, uh, normal life will come back, shoots will start happening. Brides, those who were getting married, whether it's 50 people or 500 people, but the bridal will still happen. People will get married. So makeup industry will not be affected, because when you are getting married, whether it's with 20 people or 200 people, every girl wants to look beautiful, isn't it? Even if you have 40 50 guests, you still want to dress up as a bride, you will still wear your bridal clothes, you will still get your bridal makeup done. So makeup industry will never stop. The advertising world will never stop. Ads will still be shot, right? um, Students are still learning, so I don't think that it will have too much of an impact. Of course, a little bit of impact will be there, and I think what you should do at this time is practice a lot. Be active on social media. If you want, you can post pictures of yours, use the right kind of hashtags. Build an audience for yourself, build on your own strength, and figure out what is it that you want to do going forward. But in the long term, no, I don't think beauty industry will ever be affected. In fact, beauty industry is the only industry I feel that which is on a 15 to 20% growth, you know
Great. Okay. I also wanted to ask this question, and one of the participant has asked, Arpita Tripathi. Good evening, ma'am. I want to ask that how to get started with this profession and how did you started your career?
okay, how to get started with this what is her name, sorry?
It is Arpita Tripathi.
Okay, Arpita, once you have graduated, once you have, finished your education in makeup, which is very, very important, and ये मैं हमेशा बोलूँगी कि पढ़ाई करना बहुत ज़रूरी है, इससे पहले कि आप काम शुरू करें. जब आप काम शुरू करें, my recommendation personally is that you should work in the salon for at least a year, क्योंकि आपको कस्टमर केयर, आपको क्लाइंट इंटरेक्शन, ये सब आप सीखते हैं, आप ऑन द जॉब सीखते हैं. यू नो, इफ यू आर गुड, you get an opportunity to be a backstage hero. If you don't want to work in a salon, then you can also look at the service industry. You can look at the be a air hostess, so aviation industry. And so you can start in those ways. Agar aapko, you are someone who wants to work on TV shows, then you can assist somebody. If you, because a lot of people have asked about celebrities. So if you want to be a celebrity makeup artist, it's not going to happen the moment you graduate, right? It takes time. So, you have to assist people. You have to get into the industry. So, अगर आपको fashion industry में जाना है, तो आप कोई fashion makeup artist के साथ आप assist करना शुरू कर दीजिए. आप salon industry में assist करना शुरू कर दीजिए. How I started my career was that I started with the TV industry. So I started. In fact, my first show was. I think years ago, it was a reality show, and I was doing the makeup. So that's how I started behind the scenes, and then slowly, I started doing fashion shows. Then I got into advertising, and but I wanted to. I had a very clear vision. I wanted to take my job into the corporate sector. So my dream was to work in the corporate sector, and I was really very lucky and blessed to be fulfilling my dream and living my dream by working as a national creative director makeup for Lakme. So I hope that answers your question.
Yeah.
On a second thought, you should also get in touch with photographers. Call up photographers, call up choreographers, ask them if you can assist them in their fashion shows, or if there is a shoot happening. So that way, you can start expanding your work profile.
Okay. I'm. Question is there. If a client is not happy with their look, so how do you respond?
With a lot of love. And don't get impatient. Don't feel that, a lot of time I've seen youngsters get very impatient and they feel that the client is troubling me. Why will the client trouble you? The client is asking for something and you have not delivered. Now you have to apologize first of all and say that, ma'am, please give me 2 minutes. I will correct it. Instead of arguing and, irritating the client even more. And the client could be a photographer. The client could be a choreographer. The client could be a bride to be or the bride's mother, whoever it may be. But you have to correct what you have done, because, and if that's why I say education is very important, because when you study in the academy, you are taught how to listen, how to decode a look. So if a client shows you a picture, I want to give this example. Like even now, after so many years in this profession, when we go to Lakme Fashion Week, Rini, what happens is that the designer shows us a picture. Okay, now we have seen the clothes. Now the designer and the stylist, we come to a conclusion where, we shortlist a look, where we take a reference picture, and that picture we execute in the academy with the help of our backstage hero team. Now, once they do the makeup, they click a photo and they send it back. Right, so we show to the designer कि हमने ये makeup किया, आप बताइए अगर ये ठीक है, अगर if it's okay, they say it's fine. If it's not okay, so the liner could be a little bit different, or maybe the color would be different, or anything. It can be anything. Then if they say no, then we will do it again. And once we have aced the look, then not only do we stop at acing the look, we also clock the time. Which means that if supposing for a show, I have about 1.5 hours to finish hair and makeup of 30 girls, okay, and I have a team of 10. I have to have a certain time. So when we practice, in our practice session, we clock the timing. उस समय के अंदर वो मेकअप खत्म होना चाहिए. ऐसे नहीं कि मेकअप चलते जा रहा है, आपने फैशन शो ही डिले करा दिया. सो इतना सब हम अभी तक प्रैक्टिस करते हैं. सो आप जब शुरू कर रहे हैं, आई विल गिव यू दिस सेम एडवाइस कि आप देखिए क्लाइंट को कितने टाइम में मेकअप चाहिए. इफ शी सेइंग आई हैव 1 hour, then you have to have clarity of what her expectation is and what you are going to execute. You know, so अगर आपने क्लाइंट से अच्छे से बात की होगी, आपने पूछा होगा उनकी पसंद ना पसंद, वो क्या तरह के कपड़े पहनेंगी, वो क्या तरह की ज्वेलरी पहनेंगी. अगर शूट है तो ये पोर्टफोलियो शूट है कि ये फैशन शूट है कि ये एडवर्टाइजिंग शूट है. क्योंकि अगर एडवर्टाइजिंग शूट है उसमें इट्स द गर्ल नेक्स्ट डोर लुक मोस्टली, राइट? Your skin is glowing, it's very soft, everything is very soft. Fashion is everything is, you know, generally very funky or bright. Agar portfolio shoot hai, she needs different kind of looks to present herself. If it is a bride, every bride has a dream about how she wants to look on her wedding day. So एक communication बहुत जरूरी है. और ये सब समझना जो है, ये आपको एकेडमी में सिखाया जाता है कि कैसे आप क्लाइंट की बात को समझें, कैसे वो लुक को डिकोड करें, कैसे यू नो उसकी एक्सपेक्टेशन और रियलिटी के बीच में कोई गैप नहीं आना चाहिए. जब मेरा एक्सपेक्टेशन ये है और मेरा रियलिटी इधर कहीं है, दैट गैप इज व्हाट बिकम्स अ कंप्लेंट, राइट? सो दैट गैप शुड नॉट बी देयर.
True. Lot of hard work and lot of patience.
Yes, I feel that, you know, these days youngsters, they just graduate and they say that, you know, what should I do, what to do, how to get success. अरे पहले पूरा सीखो तो सही, intern करो, learn करो, be on the ground. You know, there is no, it's not that it was so easy to reach here, Rini. You know, it took years of hard work, years of patience, years of, you know, running to do touch-up. Looking at the monitor, ek tuk laga ke, you know, just looking ki there is no, you know, does the person need a dab or not, you know. So we have all, even for our brides, we have all stood for hours and made sure that till the bride does not leave, you know, you are there, whether it is getting up at 4 in the morning and going for a client, whether it's coming back at 2. So it's not so easy. I would really like to share with this generation here that please be very, when you are passionate, you will work hard. Actually, it's all about that. It's all about passion. So be passionate about what you are doing. Don't look for shortcuts. You know, it's not like in overnight you will be a star. For some, yeah, you may be, but I think there is no substitute to hard work.
Very true. Very true. Anupama. Okay, I have a question from Daljit from Hoshiarpur. He says he wants to go to Canada and wants to be a makeup trainer. So he says, how can I be a makeup trainer? My dream is to be a trainer.
How wonderful, Daljit. So I really hope कि आपकी ये तमन्ना पूरी हो. So I would suggest कि आप सबसे पहले तो certified course करें. And here, Rini, I want to say another thing. I get a lot of calls from people who say कि they have done a course, makeup course. They have spent lots of money, but they have done with an individual makeup artist. Okay. So now I really want to give a shout out to all these people that I don't know whether the training was good or bad. I'm not saying that. You know, but when you are doing it from a recognized academy, that has a different kind of value, isn't it? आपने जो सीखा है, एक अकेडमी का सर्टिफिकेट है, उसकी कितनी वैल्यू है? आज अगर मैं बोलती हूँ कि मैं लैक्मे एकेडमी पावर्ड बाय एप्टेक की ग्रेजुएट हूँ, so there is a certain value in the job market for me, right? So it's not only about learning the skill and technique, it's also about the educational institution where I'm coming from, isn't it? That's why, you know, some people will go to Oxford, someone will go to Harvard, right? Because that's where, you know, the value of education is also there, no? From where we are studying. सो आई विल से कि आप अकेडमी से कोर्स करिए, आप वहां से पहले फाउंडेशन कोर्स करिए, उसके बाद एडवांस कोर्स करिए, एंड फिर आप कम से कम 1 साल जॉब करिए, सो दैट जब आप जाए वहां पे यू लर्न हाउ टू बिकम अ ट्रेनर, लाइक you are already going, because being a trainer, being an educator is not a joke. A lot of students lives depend upon you, है ना? आप क्या सिखा रहे हैं, the way you teach, it's very important, right? So you must at least work as a intern or a trainer, whether you work with the academy or you work with the salon, but you will learn how to become a trainer, and then you should go to Canada, and I'm sure you will do very well.
Very true, Anupama. In fact, when I was researching about the content and everything, and I was comparing the content of Lakmé Academy, I realized that there's so much in-depth knowledge that is there. We also
Yeah.
talk about face shapes, the bone structures, which
Yes.
no other individual will be able to teach you. And as a trainer, it is a necessity that you know almost everything possible, because any possible question can come. Your students
Rini,
can ask
let
you.
me share with you that not only bone structure, even the types of eyebrows people have, types of eye shapes people have, types of
Exactly.
lips people have, so forehead, types of forehead, how to, accentuate your features. Like I said, we've just started a new module, so, which says feature highlight. So every feature is important, and how to teach and how to learn to correct it, because bones, सिर्फ bone structure नहीं, like I remember when airbrush, like I just mentioned initially, जब airbrush आया था, so Lakmé Academy was the first one to launch it, everybody knows that. And not only did we launch airbrush technique, we also taught them how to use different types of airbrush from different companies. Can you imagine? And different effect of it. So if you need a matte effect, what airbrush should you be using? If you need a glossy finish, what airbrush should you be using? Because we had all the companies with us, we were teaching for everyone. And if you don't have airbrush, how to get the similar finish? So, with such detailing in the syllabus, there is, like I said, there is no substitute to hard work. There is no substitute to good education. And education is something that will never leave you, right? It's always there with you. And in fact, you
Exactly.
should keep on upgrading it. I will say to all the people who have graduated, or all the people, who must have learned on the job, right? कि अभी भी अगर आपको मौका मिले तो, बिकॉज आज से 15 साल पहले तो कोई इंस्टीट्यूशंस नहीं थे, so everybody learned on the job. सो आई वुड से कि अभी भी आप एक रिफ्रेशर कोर्स जरूर करिए, एक शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्स करिए, सो दैट यू कैन अपडेट योरसेल्फ. आई फाइंड अ लॉट ऑफ people who are senior in the industry, sometimes they find themselves at a loss with the new trends. Isn't sometimes it happens, no? That you may be very skilled, but you don't know the terms that are this that are being used now, or the techniques that are being used now. So to keep yourself upgraded, to keep yourself as seniors, as the top of the market, you should do short-term courses.
Agreed. Agreed. Another question from Shashi Verma. She's asking, I'm doing a makeup artist course. How can I job after this course? And how will be my future will be bright? And how my future will be bright?
So, being a makeup artist, like I said, ki you can look for a job in the salon industry. Okay, so you can look at Lakme. We also have a backstage hero program. So if you're good in your job, you become a backstage hero. You can work at Lakme Fashion Week, which is every artist's dream. It used to be my dream for the longest time. And nahi to, you can be a freelancer. See, if you have very young children, you have time constraint. Like you cannot work 5 days or 6 days a week. You need to be home. You have to work certain hours only. A lot of people have this constraint, right? Then you can become a freelancer. Otherwise, you can get in touch with certain photographers, or like I said, fashion choreographers or fashion makeup artists, and express a desire to, work under them, train under them. So you can assist someone. So these are the various things you can do. How you can do it is, these days it's very easy to approach people. Everybody's email IDs are there on the net. You can approach them, and you can get in touch with them, ask for a time, and or have a phone call. Um, be persistent ना. ऐसे नहीं कि अगर मैंने दो चार जनों को फोन किया उन्होंने मना कर दिया, सो मैं सोचूं कि नहीं मेरे तो कुछ नहीं हो रहा है, कोई जॉब नहीं है, आई गिव अप. No, don't give up. If this is your dream, continue, but have clarity. Maybe today you want to be a freelancer, tomorrow you want to be in a job, or today you want to be in a job, you want to learn on the job, you want to get all the skills जैसे कस्टमर इंटरेक्शन, कस्टमर केयर, बिकॉज आप रोज काम कर रहे हो ना, आपकी रोज प्रैक्टिस हो रही है. सो वो करने के बाद आपको फिर फ्रीलांसर बनना है, दैट्स अप टू यू. You know how you want to shape your career, but definitely keep trying until you find a way out.
Great. Okay, before I move on to the next question, there's a comment on the Facebook that from Rohit Bajaj. Not just makeup, but whenever ma'am speaks, it gives me a boost of positivity.
Thank you so much, Rohit.
Okay.
But
Question.
Rini, I want to say one thing कि हमारा प्रोफेशन ही बहुत पॉजिटिव है. देखो मेकअप लोग तब कराते हैं जब वो खुश होते हैं, है ना. सो हम तो वी स्प्रेड हैप्पीनेस, वी स्प्रेड जॉय. व्हेन यू लुक एट अ ब्राइड, इट्स ओनली सेलिब्रेशन. She's getting married, she's excited. If you go to the salon, you'll see the whole team is very excited. ऐसे लगता है कि salon में किसी की शादी हो रही है. The way they'll dance after getting the makeup done, the way the hugs and the kisses that are happening, you're so excited. The mom, and suddenly it becomes like this is our family. कि हमारी ब्राइड तैयार हो रही है, and we take such sense of pride the way the pictures are clicked. So हमारे तो even fashion shows में, when the models are looking pretty, the minute they come from the ramp, from so much nervousness and chaos when they go to for the ramp walk, and the minute they come down, the hugs and the cheering and the kisses, it's such a positive, fun profession. I think कि जो भी इंसान पॉजिटिव है ना वो मेकअप आर्टिस्ट बन जाए. It's really fun to be an artist.
Yeah, true, very true. Okay, so we have some more comments from Facebook which says, how can I work with Lakmé Salon? What are the criteria? How can I work with Lakmé Fashion Week? Which I guess everybody's dream, to work with Lakmé Fashion Week. So please tell us a bit about Lakmé Fashion Week and Lakmé Salon as well.
Okay, so I'll first talk about my favorite part. That's Lakme Fashion Week. Rini, for years now, I wanted to be backstage Lakme Fashion Week. So I was very blessed that, I could lead makeup for Lakme Fashion Week as a creative director for Lakme Salons. And it is the most energetic, exciting, positive place to be in, right? So there are all these models who are sitting in a row, and everybody. So it's like clockwise precision. There is no time wasted because you have 60 minutes, and in 60 minutes you have to execute, right? And execute to perfection. Because even if have you seen a fashion show? All the models are exactly the same look. If it's the liner, it will be the same, length or intensity. If it's the lip color, it will be exactly the same for most shows. So to get the exact same look, your hand has to be very strong, very precise. So only the best of the best come as a backstage team. And there is a certain criteria so this is only for Lakme Salon employees, and there is a certain criteria. You have to be a certain level of an artist, and then we have an internal online exam. Those who pass the exam, now we do a telephonic interview, and those who pass the telephonic interview have a 1 year training with the creative director, that's me. So they have 1 year training, and once they are trained, after that, we check whether they can come backstage or not. If they can come backstage, then they are a part of Lakme Fashion Week, because at the Fashion Week, there is not even 1% that you can take a chance, right? So you have to be very, very well equipped with your craft. So I'll give you an example that there is this boy, Goldie in Hoshiarpur, who wanted to be a backstage hero, and there is Sumit in Bhatinda, and a girl Pooja in Sasaram. So all these people, sitting there, imagine in small towns where you just look at Fashion Week from far, they had a dream, and they are Lakmé Salon team, and they have all been at Lakme Fashion Week, and you should see the kind of joy and the achievement that they feel. Being there, it's really great. Now, coming to the second part, was it that how do you get a job in Lakme Salon? Was that the
Yes.
second part of the question?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah.
question. Yes.
Yeah, so you can get in touch with the HR. Maybe after this, we can. So you can get in touch with the HR at Lakme Salon, and definitely Lakme Salon is always looking for talent, and especially when it comes from Lakmé Academy, because ये हमारे अपने students हैं, ये हमारे अपने बच्चे हैं. So we want to take them forward. So I invite all the students, please come and get your experience at the salon.
Yes, there is an internship program which has been launched, and you should
Yes.
I will request all the students to get in touch with their centers. They will guide you how they can apply
Yeah.
for this internship. Okay, so
Yeah, in
another,
fact,
yeah,
yeah, आई थिंक इंटर्नशिप बहुत जरूरी है. आप देखो कहीं से भी पढ़ के आते हो, अगर आप इंटर्न करते हो ना, तो ऑन द जॉब आपको एक्सपीरियंस मिलता है, राइट? सो इंटर्नशिप तो आप जरूर करो, एंड यू आर राइट, लाइक गेट इन टच विद योर अकेडमी, विद योर ट्रेनर, एंड टेल देम दैट मैम, आई वांट टू वर्क विद द सैलून, एंड दे विल गाइड you through. I think you come for your admission also, it is always your trainers who handhold you and take you forward. It's always your counselors who handhold you, who tell you what your skill is, what you should be doing, what is the course right for you, isn't it? That consultation, having a mentor to guide you through your career is very important, and that happens in the academy. It's not that you are just, you come, you learn, and you go. It never happens like that, no? Rini?
there is another question from Priya Vad.
Yeah.
It's a very, very sweet question, I will say. That do you think it's difficult to make career in makeup industry for introvert people?
Sorry, what's her name?
Priya Vad. Priya Vad.
Priya, I must tell you, जब मैं आई थी, I used to be so scared, so intimidated by the models. मुझे लगता था मैं रो पड़ूंगी, and I was so quiet, especially at fashion shows when I used to go to assist. I was so quiet, and I really wanted that no one should talk to me. So I don't have to give an answer. So, but once you continue, and if it is your passion, so आपको बातें करनी आ जाएंगी. So don't worry. I was very, very introverted. I remember I used to be sitting in a corner very quietly, and I would I was very talkative with my friends. I've been a very talkative person, but with people I'm close to. But when it come to fashion, I was very intimidated by the designers, because these were people I had seen on TV and magazines. I was very intimidated by the models. I remember there was this model, and I won't take her name, but when I had to do her makeup, her hand was shaking like this. And I said, she said something, "Okay, come on now, do it." And I said, "I'm very scared." And she said, "I know that." And I'm saying, "Just do it." So she was very sweet. And but धीरे धीरे आपका डर निकल जाएगा. धीरे धीरे you will start talking to them, and you will realize that the fashion industry is actually a very loving and a very affectionate industry. So now when I meet the models, I'm hugging them because they are my friends. And when I meet people, I can talk to complete strangers. It really helped me get over my shyness. So yeah, introvert, extrovert doesn't matter. You have to be good at your work. That's the only thing that will matter. If your hand is good, if you know what you're talking about, if you can execute well, and you have a pleasant personality, you don't get irritated, right? Then, like, you are not impatient. You have to be very patient. That I will say. That you have to be very patient and very, very polite. So, she reminded me of me.
Very true. Okay, there is another question from Sneha Roy. It is from FB. Ma'am, as a makeup artist, how can we constantly keep on upgrading our skills?
Okay, so constantly upgrading your skills, I think you should keep doing short-term courses. Like, जब हमने एक 6 days का कोर्स किया था, अगेन जब एयरब्रश आया था, तो हमने एक स्पेशल मॉड्यूल बनाया था जिसमें सिर्फ 6 days के लिए आप एयरब्रश सीख सकते थे. दिस वॉज फॉर नॉट फॉर न्यू पीपल, इट वॉज फॉर एग्जिस्टिंग आर्टिस्ट. सो आप शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्स करिए अगर आपने कोर्स किया हुआ है, सो दैट अब जैसे आई जस्ट टोल्ड यू कि हमें ग्लास ग्लो या वाटर कलर आईज या फ्लफी फेदर्ड आईब्रोज हमने ये अपने न्यू मॉड्यूल में इंक्लूड किया है. सो आप वो शॉर्ट टर्म कोर्स करेंगे तो अपने आप you will be at par with the others.
Great. There is
And
another
I think
question.
short term कोर्स करना बहुत जरूरी है.
Okay, another FB question. It is from Neil Nitin Ram, and he says, "What are the opportunities in this industry for a boy? I'm a fresher. I'm planning to take advanced cosmetology course. So, what are my chances in this industry as a boy?"
A lot of my friends, are makeup artists and they are boys and they are in the fashion industry. A lot of them are celebrity makeup artists, with top actresses. A lot of them are bridal makeup artists. You see so many guys who are makeup artists. So makeup is not gender based. Like it's a profession where you'll mostly see women or men. It is basically a profession where passion will be first. Everything else will be next. So as a guy, if you are talented, if you are passionate, the sky's the limit. अगर आप लड़की भी हैं और आप passionate नहीं है तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा. And I think today's society has it's not that much, no, like that gender difference is not that much, na? It's become very gender neutral. So I don't think people have a problem with a guy being their makeup artist. We have so many trainers who are guys. In fact,
Exactly. It is.
yeah,
It has
so
become
many
gender
trainers.
neutral.
Yeah, so it's very gender neutral profession. So don't worry if you are a boy. It doesn't matter. Boys make fantastic makeup artists. Let me tell you that.
And
All the
great
boys I
hairstyle.
know who are makeup artists, they are very good.
Yes.
And they do very good hair also.
Yes.
Sorry,
True.
girls.
It is actually has become. In fact, all professions have become a gender neutral. There is no
Yeah.
bias, I guess. Everybody is doing well. It's just that what you have told us today, the passion has to be there, the hard work has to be
Yes.
there.
Yeah, like a lot of times, Rini, and I'm sorry, I'm going to be repeating myself, but a lot of times I find people, they start becoming very impatient. Abhi khatam hi hua hoga course, and they will start becoming very impatient. No, guys, you have to. This is a profession, so it's not that in graduate hote, you are going to be a star or you are going to be a celebrity artist. Have some patience. Every career takes time, right? Every career will take time for you to blossom in it, for you to make a name in it. So give it time.
Yes, very true. Okay, so one question from Athira. She's doing advanced cosmetology and she wants to know what to do next after the course.
Athira, do you want to work, or is that what you're asking, or you want to do another course? I didn't understand what her question is. If you are
Yeah.
talking about Huh? So if you're talking about a job, then as a cosmetologist, then of course you must first assist, either in a salon as a cosmetologist, because I think in dermatology, I don't know, whether you'd be able to assist or not, but definitely as a cosmetologist, you should always be very aware also about who you are going to assist, right? So if you should always assist someone who's a good brand, because you get to learn a lot from brands, right? So a good brand, like I can tell you in Lakme, the kind of work ethics we have, the kind of trainings we have, it's something that will stay with you for the rest of your life. You will base your career on the work ethics that you will learn with your first job or your internship, isn't it? Secondly, अब आपको cosmetology आपने कर ली है, maybe now you can also look at makeup, because a makeup artist na, it's very important that a makeup artist should also know the skin type, so that becomes a double benefit for you if you know both the things. So it depends on what your interest is in.
He says she wants to be in the fashion industry.
Okay, so then I would suggest that you also learn makeup, advanced makeup and hairstyling also, because if you want to be in the fashion industry now, you should also know a little bit about hair.
Yeah. Okay. One last
Artists
question.
working. Yeah, sure.
This question is from Shazia Ansari. Um,
Hmm.
I'm doing advanced makeup artist course,
Hmm.
and I want to later become a counselor for those girls and people who are not confident about their looks and personality. So, do you have any suggestions in what kind of course I should do?
That's such a wonderful thought, Shazia. I think it's really, and I think that we need more people like you, because makeup is something that is not to hide flaws. Makeup is something to really make everybody's beautiful, just to enhance your beauty, and to be able to counsel people and help them become more confident. I think that is such a wonderful thing to do. I think as women, holding each other and standing up together, giving that strength to each other is commendable. So I wanted to say that first. Secondly, yes, you can do a course in communications, and maybe you can do a course in psychology, because you're helping people become confident, and you're teaching them. So I think it's a wonderful idea. Even through teaching makeup, you can clarify that why makeup is important. It's not because we are trying to be something we are not, but it is only because we want to enhance our beauty. We want to enjoy the way we are looking. No, so maybe you can do communications, because that would be pretty much. Yeah. So of course, मेकअप आप एडवांस कर लिया है तो उसके बाद अगर आप कम्युनिकेशन या साइकोलॉजी कर लेंगी, so then both your passions will be complementing each other. But
Very
Rini, I also want to share one thing, that when we talk about makeup course, we also talk a lot about catering to, helping people become confident.
true. Very true. It is something which makes me also confident when I don't do much makeup, but whenever I go out, I definitely put a little bit of makeup, and it definitely gives me a confidence. So
And
very
makeup,
true.
though,
I
I
agree.
feel it's such a fun thing, and everybody should put on makeup. Why not? No.
Exactly.
So,
Okay,
but I really like that. Huh.
one last question. I'm Astha Behel. I'm 38 years old, and I got into makeup when I was 36 years of age. I am just about to complete my makeup course from Lakme. Is age a criteria to get any job, to get a job in makeup?
Not at all. Not at all. Trust me. I started my career in makeup pretty late, and age बिल्कुल criteria नहीं है. Criteria है आपका confidence. If you're confident, age will not matter. If you have practiced well, if you know your job, age will not matter. So please don't think that this is a profession for only youngsters. It's a age is definitely not the criteria, and you have to be talented. You have to learn well. The only criteria I'll tell you in this is, when you are a certain age, you must learn fast. That's the only thing. Like, you are already doing a course from an academy. Now, supposing somebody who is, say, 2021, they would probably learn from YouTube and wait, and then after 2, 3 years, learn from a makeup artist, then wait, then maybe come to the academy. So when you realize that, I'm already in my 30s and this is what I want to do, then you must enroll at the academy, right? Get a certificate and get started. That's the only thing. Apart from that, there is no criteria. Age is not at all a criteria.
Very true. Okay, so one closing note from you, Anupama, to all the budding makeup artists who are willing to join this course or already doing. So I want a one quote, one inspirational message for all of us.
Um, Guys, makeup is a beautiful profession. Beautiful. You bring so much joy into people's lives. You become such an important part of other people's lives. And pursue it with passion, pursue it with hard work. I'll tell you that there is no substitute to hard work. Do not be impatient. Do not start, giving up. Don't give up ever. Keep learning. There is no age that is uh, to not learn, right? And if you are already a makeup artist, keep doing smaller courses. I wish all of you achieve all your dreams, and you become a class makeup artist, and you bring a smile to so many people's lives. It's a very empowering profession. I feel it's the most fun profession that somebody can be in. So if you have the passion, don't stop, and just go for it. Learn from a good place, learn from a good education. You must have a good education background, right? So sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want to do. Being a makeup artist, you can achieve all your dreams, bring smiles to people's faces, but the only thing is practice, hard work, passion, and patience. These four things, I will say, if you have these qualities, you can be an ace makeup artist.
Thank you so much, Anupama. Thank you
Thank
all for joining us. There's such